This is the network service of the NTA.
The relentless sound of the locomotive, its climb to renewed relevance after years of inexplicable obscurity or deadly silence, is the stuff of legends. To believe the story of the nation's travails in the rail subsector, one is confronted with the hard evidence of rusted iron and stubborn brick, which attest to more than a century of sweat, investment, resistance, hope, and despair. The Nigerian railway system is 115 years old. It was initially utilized as the chief evacuation vehicle for a plundering colonial administration. Soon, the rail system gained traction as an important part of the infrastructure, crucial in welding a young African state together through the social integration, trade, cultural exchange, and religious understanding which mass movement of people fosters, and the well-oiled wheels of the locomotive consistently lubricated in the 40s and 50s. The ensuing decades, however, saw the promising sector slowly and rather astonishingly grind to a repressive halt. The community of the rail shrunk in size, vitality, efficiency, and relevance. This perhaps encapsulates the nation's struggle to rediscover itself after its early promise. The railways, a critical sector in all the great economies of the world, was left to rot by Africa's giant, leaving the giant itself significantly diminished. The effort to re-energize the sleeping giant, the railways, has been on for some years now. However, a new push, a new impetus, and a second wind have been injected by the current administration to ensure a speedy and comprehensive turnaround of the crucial sector. For a growing economy with a large population, transport experts say, this drive is imperative as the rail services are dependable and least affected by weather conditions such as rain and fog. In terms of organization, rail transport is by far the most preferred for mass movement. With fixed routes and schedules, services are more certain, uniform, and regular. And for freight services, rail transport is considered economical, quicker, and best suited for carrying heavy and bulky goods over long distances. And that's in addition to other features, such as wagon and coaches, which give it the flexibility for larger capacity to convey passengers or goods than other modes of transportation. Apart from its affordability, rail transport is the safest form of transportation. Chances of breakdown and accident are minimal. Moreover, the traffic can be protected from exposure to the vagaries of nature. The railways provide greater employment opportunities for both skilled and unskilled labor. It is a veritable avenue to engage the teeming youth during project development and running of services. It is in recognition of these values that the Buhari administration includes as some of its strategic objectives provision of rail transport infrastructure that will support the economic development of the country. The provision of safe, efficient, and cost-effective transport service for Nigeria, making rail service part of the intermodal transport system in order to adequately support other modes of transportation in the country, creating an enabling environment for private sector participation in the provision of rail infrastructure, operations, and maintenance, making rail transport the backbone of land transportation in Nigeria. It is daunting but not unachievable. And as the saying goes, where there is a will, there is a way. The contract with the people is yielding unprecedented dividends on the rail tracks. However, its overall success lies with an eagle-eyed supervisor whose patriotism is matched by an uncompromising doggedness to succeed. This renewed vigor to give the sector the kiss of life it desperately needs can be seen in the completion of the 186-kilometer network of standard gauge rail linking Idu in Abuja to Rigasa in Kaduna.
Clearly demonstrates our commitment to addressing critical infrastructural projects, keeping with the ideals of change agenda to ensure prudence in the management of public resources, value for money, considering the huge investments in this project.
The Abuja-Kaduna rail project was abandoned by past administrations. The inauguration of the project in 2016 by the present government is a reflection of the character of the leadership. It is a model system that advertises the rail service in the best way possible.
It's good, it's wonderful, it's comfortable and more secure. We are just having it. I hope we are going to improve. Something like getting your tickets sold online, that will improve the services so that you can book your tickets at home and then just come and enter the train when it is about to leave.
The train is quite comfortable, it's secured, and you get everything that you want, and in peace and tranquility, honestly. The government has done well.
Smooth passenger experience, seamless stops, and a picturesque view of Nigeria's rich savanna and agrarian community.
My office was formerly in Abuja, but they later transferred me to Kaduna. With the help of the train, I was able to retain my job. If it's to be going by road, I would have resigned because there's no way I'll be going every day. It's not possible. So it's fantastic. It's fine.
I've been using this for the last 6 months or so. There should be an increase in the first class and second class because you see now it's filled to capacity and there are passengers left. Although there are 4 shifts, still each shift is full to capacity. There should be an increase in number of coaches. Yes.
I found it really enjoyable to do this service. You know, more enjoyable than the road commuting. You know, we should, as a matter of fact, as a country, develop this. You know, not just between Kaduna and Abuja. It should be extended to the other state capitals, so that you could do a run and introduce more coaches like the sleeper coaches. You know that you find in other countries.
The Idu mega train station combines aesthetics and retrofitting that make rail transport both pleasurable and environmentally meaningful.
Each set of these trains, we have 6 coaches. 6 coaches in the sense that they are made up of 2 first-class coaches, 4 economy class coaches, and each of the economy class coaches takes 88 passengers sitting. That is the seated capacity of each of the economy class coaches. Then the first class coaches, each of the coach carries 56 passengers.
Honestly, this structure, it has brought a lot of development, most especially in the life of the youth. When you look out there, you see there are a lot of, you see we have 2 good roads, we have the building, which I believe some of the youth have been engaged there, and also our passengers that are coming, some of the youth used to help them, some of them they have employed them as cleaners, some as securities, which at least it has diverted them from being vulnerable to the society. So with that, I say that this place has brought a great achievement or a development to this particular community.
Train travels have now become a thrill for many Nigerians. So far, the Abuja-Kaduna rail accounts for more than 1.5 million passengers and counting. The increasing passenger demand means government cannot rest on its oars. It is a call for more hands to the plough. Accordingly, more locomotives and passenger coaches were commissioned for the Abuja-Kaduna rail early last year. Construction work on the 302-kilometer Itakpe-Warri standard gauge rail line is substantially completed. Conceived 32 years ago, its original intention was to provide access to iron ore for steel development. But the present administration had a much more compelling vision.
Under this administration, we resuscitated the contract, so we have to make some arrangement and agreement and some recontract awards back to the China Civil Engineering Construction Company that have now taken over the Itape to Warri rail rehabilitation line, which has been completed. We have already started test run.
So this year you have the solid mineral activities on this belt. But what we are doing now is to ensure there's also commercial passenger activities. The government has approved and we're looking for funds to connect Itape to Abuja.
Today, the rail lines link Itape in Kogi State to Warri in Delta State and connect the North Central and South South in a unique way. The rail line now offers bumper possibilities for both passengers and freight on a grand scale, while also stimulating economic activities along the corridors on the route.
So far, so good. The work has been progressing very well, and we have a lot of Nigerians that are really learning here. Like all their workers now, they are working and they are learning. This is a huge project. We know how huge a railway project is. So when you're talking about a railway station, we know what we've seen all over the world. We know what we are expecting. So we know what they are gaining here. They are gaining a lot of experience as well.
We are into the system. We do the work ourselves, but they give us the idea and show us what to do, and we embark on that.
A key stop on this route is the ancient town of Abo, a nodal city which straddles Edo and Delta states as a gateway. Here, the station house is up and the tracks are ready for what could become a deluge of human movement, which precipitates a new lease of life for the inhabitants. Train service on this line commenced on November the 26th, 2018.
Everybody knows that railway is one of the easiest ways of moving goods and services on a very large volume to and from rural areas to urban areas and vice versa. We are sure the completion of this rail line will adequately address some economic development of the country. It's passing through Abuja-Kaduna, which is the state of our steel. I think we know that steel development is one of the bedrocks of economic development of any nation. We are sure that this project will go a long way in facilitating the completion of Abuja-Kaduna and ensuring that steel production and development takes place on a very sound footing. Thank you.
What this government has done for us cannot be overemphasized, in the sense that economically and otherwise, they have helped us to, if they put this thing, if this thing come to stay, like from Abuja-Kaduna to Warri, that one is being done there. Then it's, we heard that there's one going from Abuja-Kaduna to Abuja. If that one happens, you know what it will be economically. So we are so grateful to the president of this country, Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari, and the Minister for Transport.
Like this kind of rail services, we are seeing it for the first time in this environment. And for now, somebody can travel from here to Abuja and other parts of the country with ease. And two, our people have been employed, at least it's engaged our people in one or two areas for them to have a means of livelihood.
We really want to thank the federal government of Nigeria for what they have brought into the community. We really appreciate it because it's a kind of development that has come in our own time. There are so many persons who have been hearing of this, and we are seeing it in our own time. We really appreciate it, and we thank God for what He has done in our own time.
Even more exciting is the soon-to-be operational 156-kilometer double standard gauge line from Lagos to Ibadan, with extension to the Apapa seaport.
The main purpose of this project is to convert most of the imported cargoes from port through the rail track northward to Abuja-Kaduna to Ibadan at this stage, then in future up to the Kano and even northward to Katsina.
Since the groundbreaking in 2017, performed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, work on this project has kept the pace.
What we embarked on the first is that we have decided that we are going to upgrade and establish the 3,500 kilometers narrow gauge railway. And at the same time, we are now, for the first time in the country, also introducing the standard gauge.
We are told them that they must complete by 2018, not more than January 2019. But we are meeting challenges and we observe those challenges. We are still sticking to 2018 or 2019 January. We are still sticking to it, but the reality is that we are meeting the challenges of utilities on the right of way, especially in the area of Lagos, heading towards the Apapa seaport.
When completed, the service has the potential of boosting economic activities in Nigeria within the southwest and beyond, as Lagos and Ibadan remain two of Nigeria's biggest commercial centers.
Am I impressed? 50-50. What I mean by 50-50 is that I expect, and I've told them, that there must be a train on the track that makes sense. And what I mean makes sense, that makes transport sense, that should be able to convey passengers up to Abuja, if not up to Ibadan. And we've agreed that everybody must work towards it, so we're working towards it.